evening, everybody. Welcome to CRN for the doubleheader tonight in the trucks and the ARCA cars. Got to switch them around, though, because first it is the ARCA cars, and then we go to trucks. But either way, it's still a doubleheader, both car and truck at the same track. Just a little bit different in lap-wise. But before we get into any detail on the race here tonight, I'm joined by my counterpart, the guy who obviously doesn't take no prisoners. And that's going to be the 7 of Ricky Gonzalez.
Mr. McDonald, how we doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing pretty good, buddy. We should ask you how you doing.
Yeah, we had a league race last night, and I know you know me personally, and so does a lot of other people that watch these broadcasts. And yeah, I kind of lost my cool last night. I was just frustrated at another driver and kind of let him have it. And today's a new day. I believe that you always want to make your previous day or night better than what it was, the day before. So we got a chance to just cool down and think about all that stuff. Haven't really said anything to that driver. I don't think I will. He knows where I stand. And it's not anybody that's in court, actually. So that's the good news. So, Carl, don't ban me yet. I promise I mean good.
Well, he's got that ban hammer ready for you. So.
I think, he has that hammer ready to ban it. And just don't ban me yet. I haven't done anything in core yet. I've had one outburst in core. And I was deeply apologetic after that. So, you know me, Dylan. I don't lose my cool in these things. I do this for fun. I'm not getting a contract from Hendrick Motorsports or any of that stuff. So I just want to come out, hang out with the boys, and grateful that Morgan even lets me do this stuff. For those who don't know, Morgan is my significant other, and she lets me come in, have fun with the boys, and that's all I want to do is just have fun, get better, and just learn some of these tracks and some of these cars.
Morgan, if you are watching this, he did just give you a shout-out over Evelyn Presley, so...
Yeah, we've been slacking in that department, so I'm going to try to do better when it comes to those shout-outs.
It's all fun and games up here in the broadcast booth. But tonight, Ricky, we're back at a 1.5-mile D-shaped cookie-cutter track, mostly on the gas, not a lot of brake, high side ripping, Kyle Larson line, Kyle Busch trying to get to your back bumper, put you in the wall type track, 1.53 miles. Track temp is going to be a spicy 101 degrees. Air temp's going to be 71 with a 7-mile-an-hour wind. And, watching these guys in practice, getting the camera set up, and, I'm seeing a lot of people ripping the top. And you can do so. But after a little bit, those tires get a little bit too spicy on that right rear, and you're going to be looking the other way, waving at everybody as they go by. With the way the ARCA car sits, it's kind of crab walking a little bit. The back end's going to hit the wall, and it's going to suck that front end right into the wall with you. So that's going to be another thing that you got to watch out for. Pit road, getting in and out of pit road, going down below that white line on the front stretch, too. You're going to see a lot of guys go down there on the qualifying to get the best run that they can. But honestly, it's going to be who can save tire the best. Can they make it work on the outside? Can they make it work on the middle or the inside? I know one of the favorites out here that's actually made it here tonight, that's going to be the number 46 of Mike Little. He loves this track through it. I don't know what it is about him in 1.5 miles. He's really good at 1.5 miles, especially in the ARCA cars. Me and him ran this official race last season when they ran this, and I actually had to go to him for advice on, hey, man, how do you run the track here tonight? He's like, a little bit of off throttle, tap your brake just a little bit getting into the corner, and then you're full bore, full power, gas to the floorboard, looking up at the moon all the way around, ripping that high side. So you're going to see Mike Little probably be up towards the high side, maybe even trying out that low side. And I wonder if anybody has even thought about practicing that inside here tonight.
Yeah, I think those guys are going to have to eventually practice the inside line and get used to that. For me personally, Dylan, I think I would like to run the bottom just because you're saving tire, you're not heating up that right rear as you said earlier in the broadcast, and you're just able to just make maneuvers better as the race progresses. And then now if I eventually wanted to pass somebody, yeah, that's when I'd like to use the outside That way I could still be able to move wherever I wanted to as the run goes on. Um, but yeah, Mike's definitely quick. And one thing I will tell you about this ARCA car is once you're in the wall, you are in the wall. It's you. There's no getting out of the wall. I mean, if you get it in the beginning of 3 and 4 or 1 and 2, you're not coming out of the wall until basically the exit of those corners. And so to be able to ride that high side, as you said, the Kyle Larson line, and not be suckered into that wall is going to be a key factor. But also coming to green flag pit stops. This track temp is 101 degrees. It's going to be like a dirt track out there. There's so much marbles that are going to be, and maybe I don't know how the rubber's going to lay down with all this Hoosier tire compound stuff, but I do believe that if you're going to be able to come to pit road, A, you cannot slide coming to pit road, and B, you cannot have any sorts of penalty if it's speeding or locking up your tires and looping it. You cannot have mistakes coming to pit road as we get set, Dylan, to go to qualifying.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. Last night, especially in the HDL iRacing league race, that last pit stop, I blew through the commitment line going into my pit stall, and I got the dreaded black flag for too fast entering, and that's something that you really got to watch for. With these brakes on the ARCA car, it's a little bit different because you don't want to stab them as much as you really want to. It doesn't feel like you are stabbing the brakes, but you can definitely tell when you're getting ready to slide those tires because that back end is going to come around, meet you in the face, and give you a little mwah, give you a little chef's kiss, as some would say. But you know, looking out here on track, a man that has improved since I have seen him since season one of the ARCA Menard series, the trucks, and whatever else that Mr. Derek Booker has ran in core. It's that number 86. He has had time to reflect on himself, see what he's been doing wrong, and it's good to see, these development drivers, so to say, that come to the veterans like me, you, Kevin Foster, Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk, Eric Andrews, all those guys that come to us for help and advice, tips and tricks. It's good to see these guys back out here running with us again and improving.
Yeah, and back to Derek, he's had a tremendous season so far. He was able to run up front in both races in the Michigan and in both races at Michigan in the ARCA and the truck. So it's good to see Derek improving, and that's all I'm about, man. Is seeing these guys improve week in and week out, day in and day out, and you can tell he's put in some practice to run this series and to get better on the oval side of things. Now I know he's been doing some GT stuff on that side, getting better at the road course racing stuff. So I'm proud of Derek. Good to see him get better as he keeps that car on the bottom of the racetrack. But Dylan, I'm going to go back to one more point at that green flag pit stop, and you talking about jabbing the brake. Um, One of the things that I see is a lot of these pro drivers, and I watch a lot of tutorial videos because I'm not a pro driver. I do, like I said, I do this for fun, but I see them gas it up just a little bit, so when they do hit that apron, it doesn't kick out of them all the way around, and so they're able to use that throttle control, the gas and the brake, to kind of match each other, so they can definitely hit that pit road commitment line.
Yeah, see, I've never thought about doing that, but it is great advice to go off of. As we're looking out here now, Mike Little sets the pole at a 30.968. Derek Camper so far 0.085 behind Mr. Mike Little. But just like you said, like you've watched tutorials on how everybody gets in and out of pit road. And I think now that you've said that, I think I kind of want to try that now, see how it works for myself. As we see everybody out here taking their laps as Matt Crockett comes across the line in P number 3, knocking Tyler Bramble down to P number 4.
Yeah, and just so the viewers at home know, like the pros that I'm watching are like people like Ray Alfala and Casey Kerwin and Michael Conti when I do watch those tutorial videos. So those guys are probably the best of the best when it comes to the NASCAR side of things. And I'll occasionally watch some of the dirt guys and try to get some tips on dirt because I'm god awful at dirt track racing. If I'm going to be quite frank, honestly with you. As you see, Foster going to bring it P3. Whoa, look at there. We got a new pole sitter, McDonald. Joe Sullivan to the top of the boards on his qualifying run.
Yeah, me and my homies, look at that. Joe Sullivan takes it top of the board, trying to capitalize on that great week that he had a couple weeks ago and last week. Didn't finish podium, but had a spectacular of a race. His buddy, his partner in crime, Joe Morant, kind of went to the moon. Even though we weren't in Texas or Florida, we still sent a space shuttle up to the moon.
Yeah, that was kind of wild seeing that in the truck when I saw it happen. I saw the truck was skyrocketing in the air, and I was like, is he coming back down? And he eventually never came back. And I guess that iRacing took him back to pit road by himself and said, "You are no longer on Earth. We're just going to take you back to pit road."
As looking up here, it looks like two people are not going to qualify. That's going to be Paul Owens and Stan Hausman. As I'm actually going to look.
Paul wasn't able to qualify. He's the points leader tonight, so he's not going to be able to put a time down.
Oh. Well, looks like Stan Hausman is going to start from the rear as well. While these guys are loading up, we're going to go ahead and bring up our results here for you for qualifying if they load. Give me one. There we go. So, P number 1 is going to be Joe Sullivan, and then number 76 starting on the inside front row. Second is going to be Mike Little. Third is going to be Kevin Foster. Fourth is going to be Eric Andrews, and rounding out your top 5 is going to be Dakota Camper. Sixth will be Mark Thomas. Seventh, Matt Crockett. Eighth, Tyler Bramble. Ninth, Daryl Whitford. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Derek Booker. 11th will be Todd Cottle. 12th will be Paul Butler. 13th, AJ Chantry. 14th, John Crane. 15th, Paul Owens. And running out your 16-car field tonight is going to be the number 36 of Stan Hausman. So, Ricky, it's that time of the show. Before we get ready to go and get to racing, who you got? Well, I want your favorite and I want your dark horse.
Oh, my favorite? Oh, the favorite, I'm going to have to go with the guy that's on the pole. I'm going to take your boy, Mike Little. And then a dark horse?
Mike Little's not on the pole. Remember? Joe Sullivan's on the pole.
Oh, Sullivan's on the pole. Okay, well, I'll go Mike. I just saw Mike's name go up there. Dark horse? I'll give him some credit. I'll go P.O. I like to see him come from the back, and hopefully he doesn't cause any wrecks like he did on Sunday night. And we see him go up to the front.
Yeah, okay. My favorite to win, I'm going to say Kevin Foster. You took Mike Little. I'm going to go with that number 8. I'm going to go with Hollywood. My dark horse, though, I say Eric Andrews. I think Eric Andrews has what it takes to get it done. That man knows his way around a racetrack. He's helped me out and made Core, what it is, along with Carl and everybody. So definitely want to see what that number 9 can do as the pace car is going to dip down to the left. Barney's got the green flag. They are off to the races. Joe Sullivan's going to lead these guys down to the turn number 1 and 2. Mike Little not going to give any room. They're actually going to be side by side, still too wide all the way throughout the pack. And there it goes. Mike Little all the way up to the wall. And here comes Kevin Hollywood Foster trying to make his move to the inside of Joe Sullivan.
Yeah, Hollywood trying to get his bonus point early, but Sullivan also trying to get that bonus point early. We'll see what happens as they dive into turn number 3. Book Camper going to try to get to that quarter panel of Kevin Foster, unable to do so. Look at the run that Little just gets on that high side. It's going to be Joe Sullivan leading lap number 1, and they're going to think about going 3 wide. Foster backs out of it. Little to the top, Sullivan to the bottom, and then there's a scatter of cars all over them. You got Eric, you got Dakota, and then who's that? Mark Thomas sitting back there in that Toyota Camry. So you have all the top 5 jumbled up in one spot. So we'll see as the run goes out, who's going to save tire and who's pushing to the max to see, trying to get that lap lead.
Yeah, looking at it now, it looks like Joe Sullivan was able to keep the lap lead there. Going into turn number 1 and 2, still side by side, getting a great digger cam here, watching everybody go around the racetrack. You're seeing all 3 different lines coming all the way throughout the races. as Mike Little able to get around the number 76, using that high side to his advantage, and he's legit using that Larson line. Kevin Foster realizes that's where the move is.
Oh,
That's where I want to go. And look at that move by the 51. Going to slide all the way up to that wall, trying to put Joe Sullivan down to P number 4.
Nick Sullivan, he already got his lap led, so he's able just to ride now for a little bit. Gonna let these guys try to burn their stuff up running that high side, but look in the battle for the lead again. Here goes Hollywood, flexing his muscle, gets by Mike Little. Little gonna cross him over, gonna dive it down to the inside. Gonna back out just a little bit. Hollywood able to keep that Larson line momentum up, and he's gonna hold on to the lead. Foster, P number 1, trying to make a statement tonight after having 2 awful races last week at Michigan in both the ARCA and the truck race. I do believe if Hollywood would have got by those guys clean in the truck race, he probably would have won that race. I'm not gonna lie to you, Dylan. And then you see Dakota there trying to get to the inside of Mike Little as well. So he's going to try to slide that 51 machine up to P number 2, and it looks like Mike's a very patient driver. So he's going to let you go if these guys are going to let him burn their stuff up, and later on in about 10-15 laps, he'll try to be able to get right back around them.
Oh, he comes right back up, almost tail slaps the 46, as I don't think he thought he was clear. He probably thought that he was clear there for a minute, came back up, and Mike Little said, "Hello, ding dong, I'm still here." As now, Dakota Camper able to get around the number 46 of Mike Little. And just like you said, Mike Little going to do whatever he can to save a little bit of tire. And if I know Mike Little, he's going to try to make this a one-stop race. 55 laps, not sure exactly what the fuel load is here tonight. Wasn't able to get in the car, do any practice laps. But as it is right now, everybody's just trying to jockey for a little bit of position here in the early going. 7 laps in, and we're still green.
That's another good thing, Dylan. This league has made tremendous strides from the first race of the season where we had a caution fest, and these guys were late getting into the truck session.
AJ
the 19 in the wall, 77, and the 54 is involved. Oh, no.
That's going to bring out our first caution. We're going to go ahead and look back here and see what happened. I seen it out of the corner of my eye. We're going to go ahead and slow it down just a little bit. Look at the number 19 as Paul Butler gets to his outside. And looking here, it just a little bit of neck. Well, let's just rewind this really quick. Get back to
Dylan,
good.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's just the 77 had a run, and then the 19 just decided to block it. Not really sure why we're blocking 8 laps into the race. I don't think that's a good move at all this early on in the race, especially with a driver like PB who's very, very fast, and he was bringing along Paul Owens with him, and I just think that was not a good move at all on the 19.
Yeah, look in here. He's going to collect the 54, and everybody that was behind the 54 went high. And if I'm Paul Owens, I made the commitment to go down to the inside, and it just didn't pan out there for the 54, the 77, and the 19. But like you said, a little bit of a block there. But looking at the replay, it looked like he was turning back left to not throw that big of a block. Maybe he just thought that he was clear until the very last second. It could be that way. So, he was trying to get that car hooked back down to the bottom, and before he knew it, was just a little bit too late.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
Oh, Paul Butler and AJ Chantry both missing their pit stalls as everybody in and out of pit lane. And that's going to inherit the lead of the 51 of Derek Camper. Not sure if he did take a pit stop or not, as Derek Booker able to come up to P number 2, Matt Crockett in P number 3, John Crane and Stan Hausman running out your top 5. Again, would like to say thank you to all of the subscribers out there that follow each and every week to CRN. No matter the league or the cars that we are running, you guys show us a tremendous amount of support. We want to say thank you to all those people out there that do like, share, subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Turn on the bell notifications to all videos so you guys don't ever miss a beat on what CRN has to offer. Tonight we got 3 races being streamed here tonight. Myself and Ricky Gonzalez in the booth right now with the ARCA Menard series. After that, you're going to see Jimmy and Carl get up in the broadcast booth for...
No.
Oh, no. Hello. Hi.
I'll correct you on that one. The boss is here.
Yeah. Well, boss is here.
No, me and Carl will not be broadcasting UCRL tonight. They're running the 87s, and they run it every other week. So this week here, I was just popped in to kind of see what you guys are up to, enjoying the race, and listen to the live commentary of the great booth of Mr. Gonzalez and Dylan here.
You want to talk about giving your man a heart attack? You just did that, really. Oh man. Woo. Well, now at least I know that it is going to be every other week. Oh man. Woo.
Ghost speaking.
He shot through my heart. Yours too. As, we're getting ready to go back green here. Dakota Camper is actually going to be the one controlling the field down to the start-finish line. Pace cars are going to take the hard right into pit lane. Dakota Camper can go when he pleases. He's going to get the jump on Derek Booker. He's going to lead him down into turn number 1 as he's got a little bit of a good gap on Derek Booker and John Crane as they're both side by side along with Matt Crockett and Kevin Foster.
Dakota got a huge jump on that. And electing to see different pit strategies on that last cycle of pit stops, and John Crane going to dive it. Good to see Crane running up in the top 5 right now. Going to see if he can dive it off into Booker. Going to try to pinch him to the bottom of the racetrack. It's going to make Crane go all the way down to that white line and possibly lose momentum. Derek Booker taking second, but here comes Hollywood to the outside of Crane. He's going to try to move up to the 3rd position. Going to take that Larson line again. Dylan, we said it over and over again. Here comes Hollywood to the front.
Yeah, he's using the Larson line. You can see there the magic of those new tires. It looks like Kevin Foster's on 4 fresh Goodyears. Derek Booker possibly on 2 or maybe none. And just look how much momentum that Kevin Foster gets on that high side compared to Derek Booker down on the inside. He's going to be side by side going down the front stretch into turn number 1. Kevin's got the preferred line. He doesn't have to get out of the throttle as much, doesn't have to turn the wheel as much either. So you're definitely going to see the number 8 get the better run off the corner. He's already clear. Now he's going to start working on that number 51 of Dakota Camper.
Just to see that, Dylan, the cars that did not pit this last time, to see if they actually did save gas and see if they're all going to try to make it on just one stop. I believe you can probably go between 25 to 28 laps on a tank of fuel. So the pit window for these guys are opening up pretty fast. As we take a look back here at Eric Andrews, he's trying to make his way up to John Crane, and so far so good. We have some racing going on in the back. Mike Little anxious to see what his car is going to do in dirty air now after he was able to have some clean air early on in this race, but after this pit stop he's miled back in the 8th position. And I know P.O. didn't use his fast repair, so they're going to see what he can do and try to keep up the pace of what he was running before the damage. He's going to look, here goes Gentry trying to make it 3 wide, a little squirrely, but it's going to be P.O. and Tyler Bramble side by side as they're going to dive off into turn number 1.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about in the pre-race. Getting on that apron, going through the tri-oval in these ARCA cars is going to throw you a little bit slippy, slidey, as just the offset of the banking from the actual track to the apron is just a little bit offset. And, sometimes the ARCA cars aren't really liking it as Paul Owens gets into the wall just a little bit, able to keep it off of the wall. Normally the wall here, especially in the ARCA car, is like a big old magnet. He was able to use the other side of the magnet and not get stuck to it. So good to see Paul Owens using that destroyed right front to work his way back up through the field, as AJ Chantry moving his way up as well. Used his fast repair after that wreck with Paul Butler, and he's trying to get himself back up to the top 10.
Yeah, you see that damage on the front end of the 54 machine. As we take a look here at Tyler Bramble, P.O. going to have to pull something out of his hat if he's going to try to get a top 10 tonight. That's not the way you want to see his race go. But Tyler Santos, he's looking good pretty early right now, sitting in the 12th position. He's going to try to get up there and get a top 10. I'd like to see Santos get another one of these victories. It's always good to see drivers, Dylan, that you know, and they put in that time and that effort and are humble about it. And Tyler's definitely one of those drivers who's humble, so I'd definitely like to see him win as we take a look here at Crockett and Sullivan going side by side, and then you got Little and Todd Cottle right behind them.
Yeah, you know, everybody in front of Sullivan and Crockett are actually loving the view. These two battling is going to pull John Crane away. And look at Mike Little. He said, I'm not having any of this. I'm going to put it 3 wide through the middle. Goes to 46. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Who's going to back out? It's going to be Joe Sullivan. But look how much Mike had to check up just to not hit Crockett. He's actually going to go from that position on back. Now he's going to be 3 wide with Mark Thomas. And it looks like Todd Cottle.
Got 3 wide here. Oh, going to try to slide right in front of him.
Not able
Look
to
at
do
Todd.
so.
Look at that.
Yeah, Todd, I'm telling you, Todd's ripping that high side along with everybody else that can get there. As now they're 3 wide going down the backstretch. Mike Little stuck in the middle of a sandwich here. He's going to back out of it, let these guys go. Doesn't want to burn up too much tire wear. As Todd Cottle on his way to make a move on Joe Sullivan right on the back bumper. As he's trying to take over that P number 7. But not able to get there just yet. John Crane into the wall. He's going to be like a magnet. That's going to mess up the run on Mike Little. As it looks like Mark Thomas moved down. They're going to be 3 wide now.
Yeah, Crane. Oh, Crane.
Ooh, Crane.
Oh, brings it all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Almost collects the driver. Not sure. It was Stan Hausman. Looks like Crane's going to try to bring it to pit road. And Dylan, this is what I was talking about. Don't want to loop the car. Locks him up. Oh, we're going to see if he actually made it down to pit road. He's going to probably come in and use that faster pair, put some fresh, slap some Hoosier tires on that thing and get back going. But good to see Crane running in that top 5 for a little bit, and then probably just wore his stuff off, worn tires, and not able to keep up with that lead pack. But so far, Dakota, man of the hour so far. He's holding off Foster, who took that 4 tires pit stop on the last caution. I'm not really sure if Dakota pitted the last time. I was being race control, so I wasn't able to see what these guys. Oh, Dakota's in the wall.
Yeah,
He's still in the wall, Dylan.
Dakota's still in the wall. Finally gets off of it, shucks it all the way down to the inside. That's going to inherit the lead of the number 8 of Kevin Foster. Look at the block by Dakota, though. He said, no, I'll lose 1 position. I'm not going to lose 2. Derek have to back it up just a little bit, try to get another run around the number 51. Not able to do so. Now he's got to gain that momentum back to try and make another move on that number 51.
Derek, you don't want to get too excited. You're in a prime position, in a podium spot, that is, with almost 32 laps to go. You don't want to ruin that. And that was good heads-up driving. I know it was not a fun move to see in your windshield, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to hold your position, and that was a gutsy move by Dakota. Really good driving, as you see the 19 in the wall right there on that shot that we had on the RoboCam. But yeah, that was some good driving by Dakota. Able to check up just enough, and he's able to hold on to that P3 position. But here comes Eric. Him and Matt Crockett now are starting to battle, but the guy that's on the move, your boy Mike Little, he's trying to charge to the front right now.
Yeah, Mike Little just watching this 2 wide battle go on in front of him. Doesn't want to do what he did earlier, stick it in the middle 3 wide and then kind of get stuck and have nowhere to go. Look at that run that he got on the outside. He's going to keep it to the outside of Joe Sullivan. Now he's 3 wide with Matt Crockett and Sullivan. Sullivan's going to shut the door on Mike Little. He's going to move down another lane to give Mike the lane that he wanted. And this is some really close quarter racing, especially in the ARCA cars, is you don't really want to get that close to the back bumper or touch it for that instance. Is Derek Booker. Not sure what's going on with the number 86, but he's going to dive it down pit lane this time by.
That Booker's probably in that pit window, so he's probably going to come down, take 4 fresh tires, and try to zoom his way back up to the front. So it's Foster, Camper, Andrews, your top 3. Oh, Sullivan top 3. Not really sure what happened to Eric. I don't know if Eric's having connection issues right now, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, Eric's in this battle right here. I'm not used to seeing that number 9
9?
Menards. Yeah, I'm not used to seeing that Menards machine. I'm used to seeing like the Casey Kane Dodge paint. So, Eric, you fooled me. Shame on me.
Oh,
Whoa,
3
come on.
wide, maybe 4 wide.
Sweet.
Yeah, this makes me not want to race this year. I'm kind of glad I'm up in the booth. I get to have my brown pants moment up here in the booth as Mike Little going to take away P number 3, making it work through the middle, going to take it down to 2 wide now. As Eric Andrews, Matt Crockett, and Joe Sullivan, all 3 of those guys let the 46 by. Don't want to burn up their stuff too much, especially running the outside. Like you said here earlier in the show, who's going to save their tire just a little bit more, who's going to run the bottom, who's going to save, and who's going to burn that right rear up, trying to stay up towards the front as Todd Cottle is now down pit lane.
See those guys who didn't pit the last time on that last caution, those guys are starting to come in now. But Dylan, we also have a battle of the lead right now. Foster and Camper, those guys he's finally caught up to him. So the damage not affecting that 51 machine, and he's able to get right to the back bumper of Foster. I wonder if Foster is starting to burn his stuff up and starting to lose some lap times. He was about a 10th quicker that one. It was Foster's 7 to Booker's 8, and this time around, it's the same thing. Foster's 7 to Dakota's 8, so I don't know if dirty air is playing a factor, but also the guy in 3rd, he has clean air on his nose, and so now he's going to be able to try to reel these guys in slowly but surely. That 2.1 second gap as we see drivers now starting to come down pit road this time by.
Yeah, you see there, Dakota Camper actually pushed in the clutch just a little bit and got the car slowed down just enough to get into pit lane to not burn it through the tire wear. As it looks like the 10 and the 36 are all down pit lane along with the 54 of Paul Owens. So these guys may be able to make it the rest of the way. And now it's just a guessing game on when the leaders like Kevin Foster, Mike Little, Mark Thomas, Eric Andrews, Sullivan, Bramble, and Chantry, along with Darrell Woodford, are all going to pit. As I say that, you got the 8 and the 9 coming down pit lane. That's going to inherit the lead of the number 46 of Mike Little.
I wonder what Little's pit strategy is going to be. He's going to try to run this tank dry and then come slap on 2 tires and a splash of fuel here at the end to try to make that. So I'm trying to remember when they last pitted. That caution was early on, so I know it was lap 8 when they pitted. Dylan's going to try to bring up the pit strategy. So yeah, a lot of these drivers pitted on lap 9. So the top 8 pitted on the top 9 actually pitted on lap number 9, and then you have Crockett, Camper, Booker, Cottle, Crane, and Hausman all completing their green flag pit stops. So it looks like some of these guys short pitted, and then Booker extended his run and then came down. But Crockett and Camper were able to go 30 laps on that stint of fuel. So yeah, I do believe that the top 9 are going to have to pit one more time before the end of this race. It seems like we got some of those guys coming down pit road right now as we speak, as Mike Little continues to stay out on the racetrack.
Yeah, he's going to stay out as looks like, everybody followed suit. The 39, the 76, the 50, the 19 of AJ Chantry, all down pit lane this time by. And look at the gap that Kevin Foster is closing in. Right now he's 12 seconds back, but it's just devastating down to 11 seconds, down to 10. The more Mike Little stays out, the less of a gap he's going to have when he comes out of pit road. It's, it's risk versus reward staying out this long late in the race. I've done it, and I've lost many, many races to it. It's always, in my opinion, better to short pit, get out there before the leader pits, and have a better chance of getting a gap over the guy who was eventually leading, and see if you can't win the thing.
Yeah, that's what happened to me last night in our league race, Dylan. We pitted on lap 103 of a 133 lap race, and some of these guys are able to pit around 110, 115, and I was sitting 5th and I felt really good, wasn't pushing the car, and then all of a sudden here comes fresh tires come flying by me. I was able to rally to the top 10, still finished 9th, so still a good points paying day for us. But as you said, this gap is just going to keep getting smaller and smaller the more that Mike Little stays on this racetrack. As you see Foster, I think that's Foster that's right behind him. And if Foster, I think when Little's going to come to pit road, I think, Dylan, when Foster catches him and probably puts himself back on the lead lap. That's just what I'm guessing. Oh, Little's going to come this time.
Yeah, Little coming down in a pit lane this time by, able to get it slowed back down. That's going to give the lead to Daryl Whitford, who's coming through turn 3 and 4 right in front of, it looked like, the 36 of Stan Hausman. So move Daryl Whitford into the lead, and he's going to lead for the first time here in the ARCA Menard Series.
For Daryl, good to get some TV time for him. I know he's one of those drivers that are always looking to improve week in and week out, and it's good to see Daryl get his lap led. He's going to bring it down pit road, I do believe, as he runs the bottom of the racetrack. He might be coming to pit road this time. And yeah, you can see that car slowing up, going to bring it down the apron. Conservative, not going to lock him up, and bam, hits that pit road commitment line. And I do believe Dylan pit road speed is 45 miles an hour tonight, and that's going to turn the lead over to Mr. PB, Paul Butler. He's going to try to get a lap led and then come down.
Oh, no, he's actually going to go into pit lane this time by. Correction, Kevin Foster might be in the race lead here, as he's going to get around Daryl Whitford. So, yeah, move the 8 back up to P number 1. And you know how I said all that time that you could lose going into pit lane that late? Mike Little has lost quite a bit of time. He's just now getting the backstretch, and Kevin Foster is just now going into turn number 3. So a lot of time lost staying out that much later than pitting with everybody else that did pit. So, like I said earlier, it's definitely risk versus reward.
Yeah, and Little does have the freshest set of tires on the field, so you can see that gap. It's a little under 9 seconds, so we'll see. You know, Foster runs a 31.5, and Little's the same, going to run a 31.5. So playing field's fairly even right now as we look back here at Crockett running in the third. These guys, one thing I've noticed too, Dylan, in iRacing is green flag pit stops, we can get strung out so much within a green flag run, and then you're able to see these races continue to go green the way you are. As you see a little bit of a slide job. Look at PO. Stick that 54 machine up one. Hausman able to keep that momentum up on the outside, and PO said, "Thank you very much. I'll take this high side." He's going to try to carry the momentum. Maybe Stan's going to return the favor. No, he's not. Going to ride that middle lane. So PO trying to salvage what this race was, as he's been mired in traffic all race long and towards the back of the field. He's at least going to try to bring home a top 10 tonight. But he still has 15 laps to go. I think he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, looking at, Tyler Bramble, he's getting a face full of all this beautiful racing between the 54 and 36. These guys are battling. That's allowing the 46 and it looks like the 50 of Mark Thomas to kind of pull away from these guys. Look how close it is off exit. The 39 almost gets into the 36 coming up off the corner. Sad Toast out there repping a new paint scheme. He's got a little bit of flames on it after he had his Happy Toast scheme out there and just wasn't looking too happy out on track last week.
Yeah, not a good showing for Bramble. I know he's probably frustrated. But Dylan, one battle I'm looking at is Eric Andrews, Derek Booker, Todd Cottle, and Joe Sullivan. This is a good little 4-pack that we got going on right now. Andrews going to dive it to the inside. PB just ran the fastest lap of the race. Wow. 42 laps into that. But give that position to Eric Andrews. These guys were battling side by side. They were 3 wide, and they're able to organize it out, get a little bit strung out. But here comes Mike. He's going to ride that Larson line. Look at the momentum gain on that. He's going to try to get a 2-for-1 before they get down into turn number 1. And Little with a fresh set of tires, he's coming. 7 seconds behind our leader. It's going to be interesting to see if we can catch at least a podium spot here in the closing laps.
Yeah, with Mike Little going around the outside, he brought Mark Thomas along with him. Those two running the exact same line. Now he's up behind Todd Cottle, has to go down to a different lane. That was actually textbook perfect. Little bit of break. All right, topsy-turvy. I'm going to go down to the inside. Gets around the 25 with ease, but look at that. Todd's going to try to battle back on the inside. Mark Thomas going to use the inside to his advantage, using that Toyota Supra power to get around the number 25 of Todd Cottle.
Yeah, it looks like Thomas has something for him. I know we're getting late, super late into this race, but Thomas, he's able to get behind that 46 machine. He's able to learn something and try to bring that Toyota Supra. I don't know if it's a Supra or Camry. I couldn't tell you what the front end of that looks like. A Supra. But it looks like he's able to
new
learn
nose
something.
clips that the iRacing gave them, right? They can change their nose on these cars now.
I don't think it was the ARCA car. Maybe it was. I'm so...
Maybe it's just the skin.
Yeah,
It does say Supra on it.
Yeah. See, it is a Toyota Supra. So
Yeah, somebody did a great job masking that.
I think Hamke got their hands on the ARCA template, as Hamke's one of those local builders for late models out here in this northern part of the U.S. Is a couple of core drivers actually run for Hamke, not in core anymore, but same difference is now we're looking at Mike Little down to the inside.
Always a core.
Huh?
But once a core, always a core.
That is true. Once core, always core. As Mike Little able to make his way up to the podium position. Now in P3. Now he's got 5 seconds to make up on first place. Does he have enough laps to get all the way through it?
Yeah, he's coming down. We're coming down to the wire. It's interesting to see what we got. That gap is still shrinking, Dylan, as you can tell. He's only 3 seconds behind Dakota Camper. So I think he's going to be able to catch Camper. Now, to catch Hollywood, I don't know. So 32.4. See what he runs here. He runs with these 3/10 quicker. He might get him, Dylan. I don't know. Look, not a lot of input on the wheels. You can see very nice and smooth with his throttle. And able to get off of turn number 2. And he can see there's the leader going down into turn number 3. Same with Dakota. Dakota's actually running the bottom of the racetrack. So we're going to see if Mike is going to be able to make all this time up to try to get that win here at Chicago.
Yeah, looking at it now, he's still running that outside. He's not off the throttle much. Like I said earlier, just a little bit of stab of the brake into the corner, right back to full power, and it's working to his advantage. 3 seconds, still at 4 seconds to the race leader, but slowly starting to catch up to the number 51 of Dakota Camper.
Yeah, it was 3 seconds that last time. He was almost 6/10 quicker than our leader, Kevin Foster. So it's going to be close, Dylan, to see if these guys can catch, or if Mike can catch the leader here at this point, as I'm looking at Bramble and Eric battle for position. But we're going to stay locked in here with 6 laps to go. We're going to stay locked in here on the 46 because that man is coming. Man, like they put some NOS energy, something in that car. He's flying right now.
Yeah, he's a man on the mission as of right now, and now down to 1.5 seconds. That's the interval between, first and second or third place. Somewhere around in there, yeah, that's weird.
Well, I think you have the intervals between positions. There we go. Now you have the full gap. Yeah, it's almost gonna be under 3 seconds, Dylan, by the end of this lap. I guarantee it. You'll probably have it at what 2.5 seconds, probably when they come take lap number 52. But yeah, that man, he's on a mission right now to get this win. I tell you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, it also goes, do you really want to sacrifice a good finish for a win? I've come to my senses on, if I can't beat them, don't wreck them. Just finish where you can. Take the points where you can grab them. As these guys in the ARCA cars and in the trucks, they get a double points night. Nobody knows that they're using double points. Only Carl and only they know. So that way they don't have people gunning for them throughout the race. And once they use that, they can't use it for the rest of the season. And then if you're the points leader, you can't be qualifying. You got to be in the back. I know all about that. Done it for 4 or 5 weeks in a row in the vintage, and finally, I am not the points leader anymore. As we got a battle for P number 2, Mike Little down to the inside, going to clear Dakota Camper, going into turn number 3. Dakota going to
Yeah,
dive it just a little bit.
shut the
was
door
sketchy.
on him, huh?
That was a little spicy. As you know, McDonald's Sprite can be a little bit spicy. So Dakota Camper letting Mike Little go here. Doesn't have the tire wear to compete with the number 46. But can Mike Little get there in 2 laps? He's got 1.9 seconds to make it happen. Can he make it? As going into turn number 3 and 4, he's down to 1.8. Still ripping that high lane. It looks like Kevin Foster maybe using the middle to low. White flag this time by. And, Kevin Foster is just 1.53 miles away from collecting his victory here in the ARCA Menard Series.
Yeah, and I know there's one person that's out there, Barry Kistler. If you're watching, which I know he probably is,
Yes.
he's probably happy seeing
definitely
Foster. He's probably happy seeing Foster coming to 3 and 4 for the final time. And Dylan, here comes the number 8 machine off of 4, Kevin Hollywood Foster. Gonna take the checkered flag here at Chicago. Mike Little comes in 2nd. Camper gonna come across the line in 3rd. Thomas 4, Sullivan 5th. That'll round out your top 5, and then Cottle, Crockett, Owens, Houseman, and Bramble will be your top 10. Eric Andrews 11th, Chantry, AJ Chantry in 12th, Darrell Woodford in 13th, Derek Booker in 14th, 1 lap down, Paul Butler 1 lap down, and 15th. John Crane will round out our 16-car field. I don't think Joe Morant was able to take the green flag here tonight, but yeah. I think if Little had a little bit more time, he would have been to the back bumper of that 8. But congratulations to the guy in the number 8 car, that Ford Mustang, Kevin Hollywood Foster.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good race. Would have been even better if there was a late race caution. Glad we didn't get one. But Kevin Foster doing what he can. Had that 2 bad races last week, backs it up with a win. And, that was an amazing race, in and out from the start to the finish.
Yeah, we just had that one caution, Dylan, and it was able to go green to the end. So another good race for these guys. They're starting to get some momentum in this series. We saw it last week go flag to flag, no cautions, and so these guys are starting to put some races together. They're getting comfortable around each other, and glad to see these races get done fairly quickly.
Yeah, running down your finishing order before we get these guys in the broadcast booth and they get ready to gear up for the truck race. That's going to be Kevin Foster, P1, Mike Little in 2nd, and Dakota Camper rounding out your top 3. Mark Thomas battling back for a P4, Joe Sullivan in 5th, Todd Cottle in 6th, Matt Crockett in 7th, Paul Owens in 8th, Stan Hausman in 9th, and running out your top 10 is going to be Tyler Bramble. 11th will be Eric Andrews. 12th, AJ Chantry. 13th is going to be Darrell Whitford. 14th is going to be Paul Butler. 15th, John Crane. 16th, Derek Booker. And not able to make the race here tonight is going to be the 013, running out your 17-car field of Joe Morant. I'm going to go ahead and get our 3rd place finisher up here in the broadcast booth with us. As
Yeah. And you just give me 1 minute before you start talking to him, Dylan and Ricky. I just, as somebody brought CRN live here with Carl and you specifically. I just wanted to thank you guys for what you've made it and to continue putting on these great broadcasts for the fans out there. And I just want you to hear from me. So hopefully everything, just keep doing the good work. And
you're going to
we'll
make me
definitely,
cry,
I'm gonna
Jimmy.
let you guys. Yeah, I should, because it means a lot. It means a lot.
All right, well,
So,
Jimmy,
but I'm gonna let you guys go.
Thank you.
And
Thanks, man.
and I'll let you go and do this. Finish up the broadcast. I'm gonna go ahead and watch the rest of them in my chair, chilling. So you guys have a great night.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our 3rd place finisher. That's going to be Dakota Camper. Dakota, this is Dylan and Ricky in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, buddy. You had a phenomenal race here tonight. Believe you put it on pole here tonight. Dropped back kind of early, but fought your way all the way back up there. Just didn't have enough to run and down and keep in front of Kevin Foster or Mike Little, that one caution kind of threw out the strategy they might have had playing there for you. Kind of walk us through on how your race went and what you could have done differently to keep that number 8 and that number 46 behind you.
Yeah, I don't think I qualified on the pole, but I was I was up there, I think fifth. But the car was faster than I was expecting to be. I got out front and got out to about a 1.5 second lead, and just drove it in too deep like an idiot and hit the outside wall. Got stuck in it. Just couldn't. These ARCA cars, I can't get them off the wall when I get into it. So I lost all that and about another half second. So I think that's where I really lost the race. It would have been close, I think, between me and Kevin at the end, if I wouldn't have done that. But when the caution came out, I chose to stay out because I knew people wasn't going to take their one set of tires there. But Mike, he really made it work by running it long. I thought there was no way he was going to come back up there. He was losing so much time, but he drove right by me like I was sitting still. So I kind of wish that maybe I would have done that strategy.
Yeah, I even said it through the broadcast. Staying out that long, playing the long game could kind of hurt you going into the final stint of the race. It kind of hurt the 46, but then it didn't. He caught you. You were trying to keep him behind you, but with the speed that number 46 ended up having, you were able to just let him by and try to mimic what he was doing. Not able to get it done all the way through, but still a great show that that number 51, the Gathering Place, put on here tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Just hopefully we can go out and do it in the truck series race here in a minute. But I want to give a big shout out to the Gathering Place Church. If anybody's looking for a church and they want to watch one online, we every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, the Gathering Place, live on YouTube and on Facebook, and also Unchained Motorcycle Ministry. They do such good work around our region, and I enjoy working with all of them. Excited to go back and watch this broadcast for you guys. Appreciate you guys for all you do.
All right, Dakota, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here. Celebrate that third place victory. Hop into the truck, get that thing geared up and going, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to you again at the end of that one.
Sounds good. Hopefully we'll be talking to you then.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. That was our second place finisher, or third place finisher. My bad. Third place finisher of Dakota Camper. We're going to go ahead and bring in our second place finisher of Mike Little. And Ricky, I did third place. I'm going to go ahead and let you take over our second place finisher.
Hey, Mike, it's Dylan and Rick in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
What's up, guys?
Well, Mike, man, that was fun to watch you at the end. We were kind of questioning your pit strategy there, but that's why me and Dylan are in the broadcast booth and not on the racetrack. Kind of walk us through. You're losing so much time, and then you slap 4 fresh tires on it, and then man, you were just smoking through the field trying to get to the front. Just kind of walk me through that strategy and why it played out the way it played out.
Yeah, I was gonna go in a couple laps earlier, but I was like, no, I'm gonna push this to like two laps to go on fuel, and then I was like, I'll have fresher tires than pretty much everyone out there. I'll be able to just rip the top and make up a lot of time. So yeah, I drove the wheels off at that run. I didn't have to save tire or nothing, or it was just go.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, I'll tell you that, in the broadcast booth. Not really sure if you're going to run the truck race later. I know you love the ARCA car, and Dylan's told me in the past that you love the truck as well. Watched you a little bit last night, do some officials at Vegas. Will we see Mike Little in about 2 minutes here at Chicago?
Yep, I'm just waiting for the lobby to go up.
Oh, here we go. All right, Dylan, that's my pick again. I got him. I already called it. You can't have it. You pick somebody else. He's gonna be my winner. He's gonna be my winner in the truck. But man, great run. That I thought you pitted the first caution, and so we were able to see you come up through the field twice. Talk about early on in the race where you were battling with Dakota and some of these other front runners, like Foster, and I believe it was Derek Booker was up there at some point during that run.
That was a lot of fun coming up on the older tires. It was more of where you placed your car and how much momentum you could keep. And you get a run and you have to take it.
Yeah, and then we were able to see you run that Kyle Larson line, man. You were just able to keep that car up on the high side. But man, before we let you get out of here, I want to go ahead and let you get in that truck and get you some practice laps in. Who'd you like to thank on that 46 machine?
Amsoil, Juggernaut, Moza. We have our wheel coming. I can't wait to have a direct drive.
Well, there it is, Dylan. That'll be our second place finisher, Mike Little. Mike, congrats on the podium spot, and we'll see you here in about 2 minutes.
Yep, maybe. I don't know how many seconds is this in a row now.
Well, not
man.
enough to take over the bridesmaid title as Chris Hamilton's got that locked up. I think I'll be next in line for the bridesmaids title for the 87 series on Thursdays.
Yeah, we're getting quite a few seconds racked up now. We'll get a win eventually. We'll get there.
Well, I got you. You're gonna win this next race because I'm calling it right now.
I've run officials in these here, and I ran really good there. So
Be warned, Dylan. The field has been warned.
All right, Mike, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here. Great, fantastic race here in the ARCA Menard Series. Can't wait to see what you could do in the trucks. And, just have fun. That's all you can do. Make sure.
it's a blast racing over here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, I'm glad that you were able to come over into the core. But we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here. Celebrate a little bit. Get a cup of water, drink that, eat some Reese's or some Oreos, your favorite snack. Paul Owens got chocolate milk. You like whatever you like with Oreos and Reese's. All right, that's going to be our second place finisher. Now we're going to go move on to my pick that ended up winning the race tonight, and that's going to be Hollywood Foster. Kevin, this is Dylan and Ricky in the booth. You got a copy.
Absolutely, boys. It feels so good. Woo!
Well, just a little disclaimer here, Kevin. I did pick you to win tonight.
Well, I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, I may be your biggest nemesis in, the 87s, but you stole my heart for the ARCA and Truck Series.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. I mean, what a race. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, one caution the whole time. Did that kind of play with your strategy there with the early going caution, or were you just going to go for it whether you liked it or not?
No, it definitely did help out because I was saving a little bit of fuel there, running behind Dakota, just trying to make it to lap 27. That way we can just one stop this thing. It was gonna be a little tight, on one stopping. Caution did come out, unfortunately, but fortunately, came in, filled it up, and that way. And the good thing about that, it kept the turn in the car. It didn't plow as much, and then Dakota was getting tighter and tighter as the run went on, and as he's burning the fuel off, and was able to get around him, and I had a hell of a pit entry and exit. I came in. He came in one lap prior to me, and it came out one lap later, and I was 2.5 seconds up. And as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah, kind of walk us through. You took that short pit pretty much. Mike Little stayed out until he had 2 laps left in his gas tank, and then he finally brought it down pit lane. When you started seeing that number 46 coming up through the relative, were you getting a little bit of nervous, or did you know in your mind that you had the race won?
I would like to think I had the race won. He definitely made it closer than I would imagined. The tire fall off here was just incredible, but I mean we're experiencing almost 2 seconds of fall off here, and just I wouldn't have thought that he would have made it up as far as he did. But once I assumed that once he pitted that he was out of the race, and I was on cruise control, just trying to keep a 1.5 2 second gap there between me and second place. I was driving it in nice and easy, saving some right front tire just in case one of those guys were to catch me. And thankfully, Hollywood didn't need it tonight.
Yeah, you ran a fantastic race, able to get the win here tonight. Now you're going to move on to the trucks. Are you looking to have that number 8 machine back up there towards the front, leading more laps and getting a second win here tonight?
Yes. I haven't had a sweep yet in these series, so I'm definitely looking for the sweep tonight. I don't know if it's been done yet here in the back to backs, but definitely looking for a sweep tonight.
Now, the ultimate sweep would be tonight. Then you got Bandit on Wednesday, and then you got the 87s on Thursday. So that would be the ultimate sweep. We if you swept like that, we'd have to change your name from Kevin Hollywood to Kevin Kyle Hollywood Bush Foster.
Yeah, if that happens, yeah, we'll talk about it next. Next Tuesday. We'll see how the week panned out. But I don't know what I like. Yeah. Who knows? I would just be beside myself.
You just put yourself in early retirement. It's okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if I sweep, this series Wednesday and Thursday night, yeah, we'll call that retirement. I might take a couple weeks off.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go ahead, let you get any shout outs you have on that number 8 machine, get you geared up for that truck race here in about 2 minutes, give or take. So without further ado, if there's anybody you want to give a shout out to, now's the time.
Yes. Special thanks to my wife downstairs, babe. I love you. Last week we celebrated 1 year, so married. I love you. Thank you for always being there for me, my rock. Man, the men and women at Clutch Automotive here in Texas, definitely appreciate all your support. Thank you for everyone out there watching. It's just fantastic, means the world to me. Thank you guys for broadcasting. I love going back, listening to you guys. You guys do a fantastic job. Barry, can't forget about you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I am a little bit disappointed tonight. I did kind of heard a little bit that someone else picked Mike for the next race, so guess I'm gonna have to prove him wrong.
Ooh, fighting words. Ricky, he's coming after you. No, shots
It's coming.
fired. Shots
It's coming.
fired.
Bring it.
And-
I
Shots
love
are
being.
fired.
And
I
and
love being proven wrong.
and
Love
just
it.
saying, Ricky, you could learn a lot from Kevin, because did you notice how he opened that up with first off, I'd like to thank my wife.
Yeah, I was gonna wait till he got out of the broadcast booth to bring that up, but yeah, we can go ahead and bring that up now.
Hey man, just had to shout it out, let everybody know,
Exactly. Without the wife's support, she endures all this. So I got to give her the love and just what she deserves, because without her there's no me, and without me there's no her. So what I mean, she's my yin, I'm her yang. So we're just I love her to pieces, and I mean, hopefully she's downstairs watching, but if not,
You
I'll play it back for her later.
Foster, you need to put that on a Hollywood card. That was good. You should
Yeah.
be like a card maker or a rapper. That was
Yeah.
good.
So I can't rap, but yeah, the Hollywood edition of cards coming out this fall. So everyone be out there.
All right, Kevin, we're gonna go ahead and let you get on down there, get ready for the next race, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again up here in the winner's circle.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's going to wrap up the interviews here tonight for the ARCA Menard series. But stay tuned. We have another broadcast coming up with the Core Truck series, as they're going to do, I think, 60 laps at Chicagoland here tonight. So definitely want to come out, support these guys as they go around this 1.53 mile track at about 180 mile an hour. So definitely want to come out here and support these guys no matter what track car combo that they have going on for the week. I want to give a big shout out to you guys out there watching every week and giving us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, everything. Turn on those bell notifications, hit all notifications so you don't miss a single beat from CRN. That's going to do it for myself and Ricky Gonzalez. Make sure you guys take care and wash your hair.